Sometimes we feel overwhelmed. Being around a lot of people can make us feel overwhelmed. People talk fast, they move fast, and it might be hard to keep up. This can make us feel overwhelmed. We can feel this way at school, where students are running around, balls are flying through the air, and things happen in a way that we feel we can't control. When this happens, we can take a break and step away from the hustle and bustle of school life. We can work on our breathing and even find some friends in a small group that we feel comfortable with. As much as we love amusement parks, they can also make us feel overwhelmed. They're big, loud, and often filled with people. We need to be patient as we wait in lines to go on rides, and oftentimes go with the flow under a schedule we can't control. Some ways we can deal with this are through front-loading. This is when we make a schedule beforehand and come up with a plan to try and have a more organized experience. Front-loading may help us know a little more about what to expect when we are in places that can feel overwhelming. Some ways we can help ourselves when we do feel overwhelmed in places like an amusement park are to find areas that are more open and quiet. This will allow us to take breaks throughout the day and give us a little more control of the amusement park environment. Being in a supermarket can make us feel overwhelmed. People are shopping, there's lots of things to get our attention, different colors, smells, and sounds. One coping skill you can use is to set timers. You can help your parents shop for a certain amount of time. When the timer goes off, you can take a break or maybe go to an area of the store that you find more comforting and not as busy for a certain amount of time. Then you can go back to helping your parents and taking breaks as needed until the shopping experience is over. As much as we love our homes as they are our safe spaces, we can feel overwhelmed in them too. Sometimes we need to have work done on certain things in our living space. Having a person we don't know come into the home to fix it can be overwhelming. We might get overwhelmed if we have people come to visit. It isn't that we don't like these people, it's just that we're used to our homes being a certain way. Some things we can do are to be front-loaded before we have any visitors. This will let us know ahead of time that people will be coming over and when they will be leaving. Another thing we can do is go to an area of our home that we are more comfortable in. We can take some deep breaths and count down from 10 if having people over is too emotionally demanding at that moment. We can even feel overwhelmed when nobody new is in our home. Maybe homework is too demanding, or the Wi-Fi isn't working the way it normally does. This can be especially overwhelming because our homes are supposed to be our domains. We might feel like we don't have control. In those moments, it's best to take a break. You can ask a parent or sibling for help. You can practice your breathing or count down from 10 to 1. Always remember that your parents and even your teachers would rather you calm down and take a little longer to do an assignment than to be overwhelmed and have bigger issues arise. Weather can even be overwhelming. If it's too cold or if it starts raining, this can overwhelm us. Our bodies might be extra sensitive to hot and cold temperatures. Or rain might be scary because we may think it's never going to end. In this moment, it's a good idea to practice taking deep breaths, count down from 10 to 1, and maybe watch your favorite show, draw, read a book, play a video game, or do something that makes you feel happy. Then you'll stop worrying, and your feelings of being overwhelmed will stop, just like the rain. There are many situations that can make us feel overwhelmed. If we have strategies in place to deal with these situations, we can manage these feelings, and eventually we may not feel overwhelmed at all.